Minecraft Civilization Experiments. If you've been on Minecraft YouTube in the last few years, you've surely seen a video of the kind. You know, a video where a YouTuber tells the story of when they put a bunch of players on a server, often separated in different groups, and will observe the founding of their civilizations, their technological advances, the development of their religions, and the way they'll all end up killing each other in the end. Recently, a YouTuber named Joyful pointed out that none of these videos, as entertaining as they are actually social experiments. Without the YouTuber's direction, who in this scenario is basically God, none of these events would actually occur. So, he asked the natural question: what would it take to run a Minecraft civilization experiment with 1. No direction or interaction of any kind with mods or the YouTuber, and 2. An experiment that results in the founding of society? He proposed that the game has to be made harder to force players into cooperating for their own survival, what he called moving from an individualist production loop to a social production loop. If you haven't seen his video, I encourage you to check it out because I'm only adding to what he's already said, link in the description. Now, I agree that making the game harder is one modification required to Minecraft to make it a better simulator of human society, but I don't think it's the only change required. See, every Minecraft video ends in war, where one nation comes out victorious. And making the game harder doesn't change the fact that in these videos, nations will fight each other just for the fun of it, which isn't at all representative of an actual human society. Minecraft civilization experiments always end in war, but they don't have to.
Where is he?
Now sure, the wars that happen in these videos are partly due to the fact that an all-out battle between nations makes for a very satisfying conclusion, but I think there's more to it. What pushes the players to want to automatically eliminate other nations? Does this reflect humanity? Are we all doomed to this fate? Sorry, I think I'm getting too real here, but anyway, no. Here's the thing, Minecraft the game itself can recreate the human's rational interactions with the world, but not our instincts. Minecraft is an aimless game, and that's great. It's much like real life in that way. But imagine you're in one of those experiments, and your nation is stable, and you have all the resources you need. What do you have left to do? Well, you're probably gonna go want to kill other people. I mean, that's probably the most fun you'll have. But if you're watching this video, you've clearly found other hobbies than killing people. So what's the difference between killing people in Minecraft and killing people in real life? Well, the answer is very obvious, but it has to be stated that Minecraft isn't real, and your actions in the game have no consequence. But that is why it fails as a social simulator. If taking someone else's life and risking your own doesn't matter, then obviously the players will do it. But with this, we found the answer to make Minecraft civilization experiments avoid the finale war. Minecraft deaths need to have weight. Now, obviously not in the you die in the game, you die in real life kind of way, but to actually run an accurate Minecraft experiment, the moderators would have to create an incentive for players to want to stay alive. Players need to have something on the line. The more there is on the line, the more players will actually try to cooperate like humans would in real life. And to the YouTuber's credit, they have been doing this to a lesser extent. For example, in his first video, Magic Gum temporarily banned players that died, and he later also in other videos made the world difficulty hardcore so people that die wouldn't respawn. But these incentives are simply not good enough to actually keep societies from clashing for fun. The incentive needs to be better than the desire to kill. I think the most powerful incentive that could be used is money. For example, tell each player that if they survive a certain amount of sessions, they'll win a certain amount of money. An important thing to consider though is that the amount shouldn't go up or down depending on the amount of people alive, so that killing isn't encouraged and the experiment doesn't turn into a giant battle royale. Because while that is fun, that is also the problem we are trying to fix. This to me is the most effective solution, and I believe that in this MrBeast era of YouTube, I made 1,000 players survive 10 days for $10,000 in Minecraft sounds like a title all the iPad kids would click on. The obvious downside to this though is that if you give 1,000 players $10,000 or something, the video will cost millions of dollars, so it's not really a realistic solution. Another solution though, which I think would work the best in practice, is that players would have to pay an entry fee and they would get their money back if they were alive at the end of a certain amount of sessions. If they died though, they would not get their money back. But there are still issues with this solution. First of all, participation would probably drop, and also it gives an incentive for the YouTuber running the experiment to make it extremely hard for the players to survive so that he can collect the money. A fix to that last one though would be that the YouTuber gives the remaining money that he collected from the dead people to charity or something so that he is not biased in the experiment. A monetary incentive to stay alive and the extra difficulty proposed by Joyful would completely change the dynamic of the experiment. If survival is difficult and dying is something all players want to avoid, players would be forced to work together and would be incentivized to want to survive because dying has weight. And yeah, wars would happen, but wars over resources, over the want to survive, not just because it's fun. It would resemble reality better instead of a war roleplay. In life, war is a result of a love for life, and to run a Minecraft civilization experiment that reflects humanity, this needs to be true. So let's recap. To create a true social experiment within Minecraft, which results in the forming of societies that doesn't end in a great war that is forced, the game must transition from an individualist production loop to a social production loop. Or in other words, make the game harder, like Joyful said. But to avoid purposeless wars, I believe that there must be a great incentive for players to want to stay alive, created by the moderation team. These two aspects combined is how we'll leave the society roleplay sphere and enter the true social experiment sphere. Thanks for watching. If you have any ideas of other incentives the moderation team could give to the players, or you think something else is required for a successful Minecraft social experiment, share it in the comments. I've been thinking about this for a while now, and when I saw Joyful's video on it, I thought it was great, and it also forced me to make this video. My name is YZSD, and hopefully I'll see you next time. Bye!